So, the UK are talking about the possibility of World War III. They're saying this could actually happen. And they're expecting people, the public, certain members of the public, to align and sign up in this potential conscription drive to fight for this country. Are you mad? Are you out of your mind? Good sake. Listen, this Starmer guy, and it's I've actually spoken to Starmer and hung out with Starmer. And I did warn people that he will be a hands-off Prime Minister. I did say that. But listen, this guy, I mean, boy, listen, now's not the time for a weak leader. No disrespect. Now's not the time for a weak leader. You got to come out. Because he's got to come out because, well, this is serious things. Okay? I mean, let's go to this article quickly, before listen. It's been alleged that there's rules for army conscription as UK rapidly developing plans to prepare for war. In this day and age, we're preparing for war. Boy. Looking into the past could help us decipher how mandatory military service could possibly work these days, hypothetically, of course. Okay. If the UK was hypothetically dragged into World War III, conscription could be on the cards for Brits. Although Prime Minister Keir Starmer has suggested that mandatory service is hasn't suggested that mandatory service is on the table, people can't help but wonder how it would all work out if it came down to it. Okay, basically, not just that, but I've seen a few other articles, and they're saying that looking at a certain age range of young people to come and fight. Listen. Stop. What do you think these young people will be doing on the front lines? Because I hear all the time, even in comments, where some young youth's done some madness. The comments always going to be, "Oh, put them in the war, stick them in the army. That'll teach them discipline." You stupid. These little young people, right? The first thing they're going to do is reveal coordinates, trade coordinates, inside secrets. They'll be grassing, and when they get captured, they'll be squealing and listen. They'll be grassing and rassing, mate. They're not built for that. These youths aren't. Forget the ethnic ones. They're not going to. The moment they're faced with against some Russian troops, they're jacking that weapon right in, hands up in the air, be like Vietnam again. No, mate, not my fight. Because in this country, they treat us the worst of the worst. Come on, Starmer, man, come on, Labour government. Need this? No. Listen. This country, the social exclusion is off the chart. So you can't expect anyone ethnics to fight anyway. They probably wouldn't anyway. If they do, the moment them boots hit the ground, they're crossing that line, mate. They're saying, Putin, here I am. Listen, I ain't gonna beef with you, Putin. In fact, I know you like hip hop. I know you had who was the rapper he was hanging with? Was it not rapper, basketball player? Was it Dennis Rodman? Correct me if I'm wrong. But they'll be flipping. Begging friend, as you'd say. They'd be begging friend from Putin. So yeah, Putin would be like, yeah, look, see? Putin would use that as propaganda. Look, see? I got Jamal and Sweet Pea. I got Jamal and Striker from Hackney in my camp. See? Be like Vietnam again. And the elites don't send their own children to go to fight for war in wars. It'll be a mess. And even some of these memes that are out there indicating that looking at the GAY community, they'd be like, their mans can't fight. They'd be slapping. You know what I mean? They'd be slapping instead. No. This country, no. And it's funny because I spoke to one of those guys that, on Remembrance Day, I was on the train, and this guy got into it, and he even said himself, if that was now, he probably wouldn't have won. And yeah, he wouldn't. Be flipping tap on Strochaischka or some other German name, you know what I mean? But no, listen, no, it's not good. I think if there's any thing of Russia, nah, man, UK just keep out of that. But having said that, Russia will attack. If it comes down to it, Russia will attack UK. Remember I said this, write it down. They'll hit somewhere strategically located in London, and they'll be the same will kick off. There will be an incident. In fact, a lot of these things are going on now where phone lines are going down, internet's going down. Certain things are being, certain train services are just cut down on the signals are cut down on a few occasions. There's no, listen, the UK is not ready for this. Listen, don't forget a little while back, the people hacking into WhatsApp, was it Nigerian gangs hacking into WhatsApp? So if they can do that, what can Ukraine do? I think something's going on there. It's more than meets the eye. Kostama, as we know, is a weak puppet leader. His strings are being pulled elsewhere by someone else. Okay, he's weak. You can tell by how he came in, the fanfare he came in, and how he's performing now. Something happened along the line. Maybe he's blackmailed or paid off, whatever it is. But his aim is weak. He's not cut out for this. He's not. Something's happened along the line, and his strings are being pulled. And Russia can pick up on that. What did Trump tell Starmer? So you can take Russia on your own? Because Starmer's a poor representative of Russia, poor representative of England. Because he's weak. He's a weak leader. I mean, at least Blair had some gravitas about him. But no, it's not good enough. So trust me, they'll hit the UK. And the UK is weak. Right now, there's no police. It's demoralised, it's depressed, the worst market ever. The standards have slipped, nothing's going on. It's a sitting duck. The UK, London is a sitting duck. The ideal place to hit is London. Don't hit America, because you'll upset Trump. You won't go there. Okay? The next best spot to hit is London. And he's even said that. So listen, people be vigilant, man, because the way it's going, it's not looking good. Alright, later. Out.